Welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about the new Glamlite and Barbie palette. Well, it's not new, to be honest. It is quite frankly not new, but it is new to me. I did want to try it and have it, and if you want to see how I like it and if it is worth buying, then keep on watching. Well, let's start with packaging. I absolutely love the packaging by the Glamlite and Barbie palette. You can definitely tell it is stunning. Of course, I will blend you in everything. It has 24 shades. This is the palette, and the inside there are a good amount of matte and shimmers, I would say. And listen, this is why I bought it, because I do love the inside. We do also have like a more mustardy row, which I'm a fan. And yeah, this is the inside. It is seemingly a more mermaidy palette, if you will, with blues, pinks, purples, and again the yellows. I did 2 looks with it. This is one of them. I will link, of course, the times where the looks, you can find the tutorials for the looks if you want to see that first and don't want to see me rumble, because you may have this palette or you don't, I don't know. But yeah, again, I was quite keen because of the color story to test it. This is my second Glamlite palette, and I have to say I do like it a lot. I do have some gripes with it. I do have some really nice points. So if you want to see more, then just like stay tuned. Depending on where you buy the palette, it is on the Glamlite side around $40, and it is around $47.50 on the Monolith shop. Again, I think Glamlite is one of those brands that you can buy more. I know Purish is also like having Glamlite on their side. I don't know though if there is this palette as well. I bought it myself on the Monolith side, because I think, like, listen, I was buying like a lot of palettes, and this is one of them, because listen, I do want to own this. It is stunning. First of all, again, the packaging, it is stunning. Do I really need it because of the packaging? Of course not. I bought it because of the inside. I feel like this is a stunning and beautiful palette. Again, this is my second palette. I own also the Michaela palette, which is this one, and I do have to be a little bit more careful because this one is on one side. I think on this one, on this side, it is broken. So if I like tip it like this, it will leak this glitter, which is stunning, but I need to like fix this. Yeah, it's not holding up. This is the Michaela palette. Again, this is the Barbie palette. Again, I do love the Michaela palette. You can definitely tell there is, I feel like these two palettes together would be a really nice mix, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you can definitely tell these two palettes would be a great mix, especially that the Michaela palette has also some lighter pink and like purple tones. Again, a really light yellow, which definitely need to try use both of them in like together. I feel like that would be a really nice look. Need to be like a little bit more careful with this one, to be honest. With the Michaela one, again, it is a little bit broken. I think the glue is just not sticking, so it's not a problem. But yeah, again, the palette, it looks good. The shimmers are a little bit more of this party feel. I think you can tell by the palette or by the imprints I left. These shimmers are more of a party feel. I don't have any problems with that, at least not in the past, as well as not on this palette. You can definitely tell they are beautiful. I would suggest or recommend you use them with a damp brush or with your finger. I feel like that is working the best, at least in my opinion. The matte shades are really nice and pigmented. Again, for me, I would recommend you don't layer them too much. I feel like, especially, I had the look for short that I will post later, where I use the yellow tones, that if I start like with the really lightest yellow and then build up the medium yellow and then build up on top of that with the deep brown, that the deep brown is not sticking to my skin, which says to me that if you build it too much, that this is not a great, like, it's not building up like on the third layer. I think if you start with the medium shade, which I did today, I started with medium blue and then added the deep blue on top, I didn't have any problems. The shimmers are not a problem at all, I feel like, but if you are like one person that starts with the lighter shade, just keep that in mind. It will probably not like build up to a third shade or to the deepest shade. So for me, I would recommend start with the deepest shade or start with the medium shade and then the deepest shade, and then just blend out the edges with a lighter shade. That worked, at least for me, for both of these palettes, by the way, really, really nicely, and I don't have any problems with it, which is amazing. Listen, that is a really big plus. What can I say about it more? Listen, I do think I like the format, to be honest. It's a little bit wider than the Michaela palette, like really just a little bit, but it is also like smaller. You can definitely tell. I do like that a lot. I feel like this one is a little bit more practical, if you will. Again, there is a big mirror, of course. Again, that's the only gripe I have. Go from this shade to this shade and then to this shade, that this could be a little bit more difficult to work with. Again, in both of my looks, I used first the deepest shade, and then for this look, I used the medium shade, built the deepest and then the lightest, and that was no problem at all. I didn't have any problems other than these. I think it's just a little twerk. If you know that, then this formula is really nice. It is really pigmented, really great. Oh yeah, listen. The other gripe I have is that these tones are quite medium and deep tones. Listen, I don't have any shade, matte or shimmery, that I could use in my inner corner. Now listen, I am really, really, really pale. You know, that is a big problem. So I think that this is, like, for me, a problem. If you're deeper than me, or at least any deeper, listen, maybe that is not a problem for you. I feel though, especially with the yellows, there is no light yellow or like that's why I do think that this palette would be fine, because this one has a lighter, brighter yellow. But also for the pink tones, I do have this pink, this one, in my inner corner, but this is not light enough. I definitely would wish, also none of the shimmer tones are light enough, so I wish really that any of the shades would be lighter, at least one lighter matte. I mean, I could live with a really light pink or really light purple or a really light yellow even. That would be nice for my inner corners. Or if you don't have like a matte tone, at least a lighter shimmer tone. That would be also amazing. None of this is in this palette. Is that a deal breaker? No. Again, I can combine it with any other palette I own. Again, the Michaela palette or any other. So it's not a big deal, but I mean, keep that in mind. You do have some like deeper tones here that are at least deeper. I have to say, I feel like for me, I wish that there would be, again, maybe a lighter pink or a lighter purple, and then maybe one of the pink and purple shimmers would be gone for that. You know what I mean? I do feel that these pinks and purple shimmers are not so distinct different that, you know, you need all of them. Just my opinion. But yeah, other than this, I do like it. I'm not regretting buying this palette. I will definitely try it with the Michaela together, because I feel like this would be a good match made in heaven. Also, I do have like 50 million under palettes that are also quite nice. I do think the BH Cosmetics, the Lost in LA palette would be also really nice, because there are a lot of pastels in there. Listen, I'm just saying, I definitely love it. And yeah, let's come to the tutorial part. I did 2 looks with it. This is one of them. So if you want to see tutorials with the palette and how the shadows react, or how to work with them, then just keep on watching. Listen, you can't even tell me that I will not have the most fun with the Barbie palette. I know this is not new, but I hope you stay with me and we do some looks with it. At least 2. I'm planning on 2. And the color scheme is, as you may saw in the prequel to this, more blue, purple, pink, red, and then we do have some neutrals on this side with the mustard shades and the deep brown. This is my second Glamlite palette, so yeah, let's start. I will be definitely using a few of these colors, I feel like. I'm not sure what I will do, but we'll find out. We'll find out together. By the way, I do have a cold sore here, so just so you know, that's why my lips are looking stressed and not happy. But I will start with Got This. I think if I remember correctly, the Glamlite formula is working best when you work from the deepest shade to the lightest. So we'll just try that. And in the second look, I will try also to layer these. So just so I know. Again, my last palette with Glamlite was the first Michaela palette. So it's a little bit of time went down on that route. I will use just a small brush and just pat that in. I feel like this is like a purpley brownish shade, which by the way is beautiful. You can definitely go into a more neutral direction as well with this color, and then just the mustardy shades would be working as well. That is looking really pretty, if you ask me. I also used it on the lower lash line, and now let's use Imagine, which is the blue shade, to blend a little bit of that. Just have fun. We could have started also with the blue shade, but I was like, we couldn't have just tried as many shades as possible. Ooh, this is a beautiful shade. We'll just try to blend into that. And we also like pull it a little bit closer to the inner corner, just a little bit. And we will blend that out just a bit. And of course we will do this as well on the lower lash line. I wish there would be an even lighter blue in the palette, but there is none. So I just blended this out to my desirable like state. You can definitely tell. I also deepen up a little bit again with the Got This shade. So just that it looks like this. And then for the like this part, I want to go in with purple shade, and this one will be the lightest purple, which is the shade, let me see, Chilling, which is this one. I thought maybe that would look good. We'll see about that. Maybe it's not. Where is it? Here. It is, they all seem really pigmented and really nicely. So that we blend this a little bit in the inner part and also to the blue. Again, I wish that there would be a little bit lighter shades as well, because I felt for me in particular, I think like these are more medium shades. I wish that one or two would be a really light blue, a really light pink, purple, something like this. I think that would be really nicely, but I do think this is looking really pretty. And yeah, we're just like looking for, I also would do this on the lower lash line, by the way, and we're just like looking for a pretty shimmer shade in the next step. This is looking really pretty, don't you think? I will start with the shade Vacay, which is the turquoisey shade, this one, because listen, this is gorgeous, this one. I did, as you can tell, it's more of a putty formula. I did spray it a little bit, and now let's just see if I can. Ooh, this is so pretty. Just put that here on the edge. Again, I wish that there would be a little bit more like lighter shimmers as well, because I don't see anything I can pop in my inner corner. At least one shade would be really good, but none. But we will work with this. You can just like do that all over the lid. I will deepen it up a little bit with the got this shade? Always like got this, and then we'll just like go onto the edge just so everything is blending in together. Because that is giving the shimmer a little bit of depth. And then for the inner highlight, inner shimmer, I want to use Born Ready, which is the purpley blue shade. I will see just if that is working. Again, I don't see a particular really bright light shade, at least not for me. I also sprayed this shade just because I don't like a lot of fallout, and I do like a lot of shimmer in my shades. You don't have to, you can also use your finger. This is looking really, really pretty. I don't think you can definitely tell that these are two different shades, but I can. It's stunning. Let me finish the whole thing up and then I'll be right back. So this is the final look. I absolutely love it. I did add some liner. This is the ColourPop Crybaby, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. Like a light purpley liner. Added some lashes, which I don't know. Think there are other lashes. I'm not pretty sure about that. But yeah, this is the first look. Let's go to the second look. Welcome back to my face for the second look with the Barbie and Glamlite palette. Today I wanted to play a little bit with the blues and the pinks. I feel like I need to do at least one pink look. I mean, it's a Barbie palette, just saying. So yeah, let's play a little bit with blue and pinks. Let's start with Imagine, which is the medium blue. I feel like this would be a really nice transition-y color in general. Like, look at this. Isn't this pretty? This is a really, really pretty color. We will blend this out with another color, but yeah, and we will deepen up the color as well. But I feel like this is a really, really pretty color to like start the look. I will also put that on my lower lash line, but maybe with another brush and not this one, because this is really, really big. Let me also bring this here. Just a little bit on the lower lash line. And now we deepen this up with Dream Chaser, which is the deep blue. I feel like these colors work the best if you work with the medium shade or the deepest shade first, and then build up from that. If you add like the lightest, medium, and then the deepest shade, I feel like the deepest shade is not sticking quite well. At least that's my experience so far. And so I am starting with the medium shade, now at the deepest, and then blend out a little bit with the lighter shade. By the way, this is not like as deep as I thought. Definitely tell it is deeper though. We'll work with that. Will work quite well. There is not a lot of really, really light shades, especially in the blue range. So we're going into the shade Leave a Message, which is the TV shade. So hopefully that will blend out the blue a little bit more, and then we will go into a little bit of a pink. Let's see if that will at least blend out the teal, like the blue a little bit. Well, that works, which is great. Of course, you could just blended this out without adding like this light teal, but I feel like it's even prettier if you blend it out with the teal. And the teal, to be honest, is not so pigmented that you can't use it as a light shade, a transition shade, or even like to blend it out. For me, particular in this palette, they're missing a little bit more of the lighter shades. There are a lot of medium shades and a few deeper tones, which definitely love that. And I think I will also add it just a little bit. And you definitely can tell I did like not add any color here in this corner because I wanted to add some pinks to have a little bit more fun with the pinks as well. Let's start with Just Wipes, which is more of a like a purpley shade. To be honest, there is not a lot of like pink tones, especially like a really deep one and then the really lighter one. But I wanted to add like the pink tone to blend this out. So yeah, that's what we're going for. By the way, I did also create another look with the more neutral and gold tones, which will be up in a short later, just so you know, but that is looking really pretty. Let's blend this out with the light pink shade, which is the shade Playdate. Again, this is, as far as I can tell, the lightest matte pink shade, or the lightest matte like shade. And we will go in just on the edges to blend out the purple. We also will go in a little bit into the tealy blue, so everything looks blended. This is looking so pretty. I will do that on the lower lash line as well. And then we come to the fun part, the shimmers. Okay, let's start with the shimmers. I will first use the shade Woohoo, which is, first of all, a reminder of like Sims, I feel like. This one is a beautiful shade. Like, look at this. Stunning shade. I think you can tell. This is beautiful. Has really, really pretty blue reflect. And then I will go, listen, this is stunning so far. And then I will put, and then in the inner corner, I will use the shade Sunkissed because pink. Let's go with pink. Okay, now I have the shade Sunkissed. I did spray both of the shimmers. I feel like they work best when you use your finger, but if you don't want to, spraying is a great option. I feel like this is like one of these formulas that are more of a putty feel to it, that have more of a putty feel to it, so that's why it works best, I feel like, with like the finger. This is also really, really pretty shade, trying to blend this into the more tealy blue, but I mean, stunning. Like, look at this, it's so pretty. Love it. I will finish the look and then I will be right back. So this is the finished look. I added some liner, which is of course the NYX one. Listen, I'm living on them, and this one is in Blue Teddy. I do have more than one, just so you know that they all look like similar-ish. So just so you know that that's the reason why I can't like say this in my sleeps if you wake me at 3 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, this is the finished look. I do love the look. I do think it was easy to work with, and I do love it. What do you think? I am super excited that you are here and that you watched the video, even though again this is not a new palette, but I definitely wanted to try it. So yeah, if you want to see more looks, especially maybe combined with the Michaela palette, please tell me down in the comments below. I would really appreciate it if you do so. And also please subscribe to this channel. I upload 3 times a week, and I really, really hope that you will be a part of this small little family here on YouTube. I hope so, and I hope you like this, and we will see us in my next video. Bye guys!